needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just.
Hi, Mrs. Lambright. Have a good Christmas, and
what the
hope you
world
enjoy your time off.
needs now.
Merry Christmas,
Love,
Mrs. Lambright.
Sweet love.
He's enjoying his year.
No,
Enjoy
not
next
just
year.
for some,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
but everyone.
Mrs. Lambright, thanks for doing such a great job, and thank you, Mrs. M.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Thanks for everything that you do.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Thank you for everything.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Did you forget who you had?
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright, and a happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Hope you have a great holiday season.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright and class.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, Mrs. Lambright.
Mrs. Lambright, Merry.
Okay, Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Sophia loved in classroom.
Oh, it's Merry I thought it was a camera. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. Go.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lambright.
No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone.